We're here at Pentonville Prison because on this day in 1940, 65 years ago to this day, one of the greatest revolutionaries against colonialism, particularly British colonialism, was executed and martyred. That is Shaheed Udham Singh. I want to say three basic points about this person and what he represents. First of all, he represents the ongoing struggle of independence of colonial peoples, including the Indian subcontinent. Because what Udham Singh was fighting for, he himself was a poor peasant and an orphan from Punjab. And obviously he sought out to dedicate his life to avenge one of the most infamous massacres of the British in India, which was the 1919 Amritsar Massacre. But what Udham Singh represents is that the poor will liberate the land. The poor will liberate the people from colonialism. And that's an ongoing struggle, because today the peasants and workers are still suffering in India around the oppression and exploitation of this alliance that the Indian ruling class are in, this global alliance of colonialism and capitalism. The second thing why I think Shaheed Udham Singh is so important is the example that he sets for migrating colonial peoples from the periphery, from the colonies, to the colonial centre. What is our purpose to be here? Is it to continue to serve the British colonial system as people serving the hospitals, the schools, cleaning the streets, the care homes, the entire economy? Is our role then and today to be colonial wage slaves, or is it to fight colonial wage slavery as Shaheed Udham Singh personified himself? I would say it's the latter. It's the example of Shaheed Udham Singh, who said that I'm not going to be here from the colonized land in India. They come to be a colonial adjunct and slave within the British colonial centre. The third thing that he represents is that he himself comes from a generation that felt colonialism directly and resisted colonialism. And now in the confusion and the divisions we live in today, that's all become a lot more complicated challenge. And around that, Shaheed Udham Singh was actually in the circles of the Indian Workers Association directly in this country since the 40s, which existed since the late 30s. So there's a direct connection politically, but where there's been a disconnect in that line has been for 40, 50 years, arguably since Shaheed Udham Singh himself was not meeting the intergenerational challenges of new generations of young Indian workers, in which Indian workers themselves they find themselves as one of the most despised racialized communities by British colonial attitudes and racist attitudes today. The lack of solidarity between the different socio-economic demographics within the Indian subcontinent community and wider non-white communities here. So I was a child in Southall, born in this community, raised in this community, and generation after generation has failed to develop something where the youth can, as Fanon said, either you define yourself out of obscurity or you fail your generation. The role of people who give thanks and respect the Shaheed Udham Singh is to provide for the new generation that space and that facilitation so they can meet the challenges. Mohammed Singh Azad Zindabad. Thank you.